Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Family. 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 Check 1 2. Hello. 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 They trying to stop me. Hello. Hello. They trying to stop me. Mammy, they got me. They got me behind the glass. Hello. They try to stop me. Come on, man. We can't let them do this. We can't let them do this, man. Come on, man. Come on. I was just playing. It was a big joke. I was just trying to get some views. Let me out this box. Let me out this screen. I was only trying to get views. I was only doing it for clout. Please. It was just for clout. I didn't mean it. Come on. It was only for clout. Come on. Peace and love, family. Peace and love. I was just trying to get views, that's all. I only wanted some views. For real. I did it all for views. It was all for clout. Come on. Peace and love. Peace and love, family.
I'm trying to be your friend, man.
Uh-oh.
I'm trying to be your friend, bro. Help me out. Meet me halfway. Come on. I wanna be your friend.
Peace and love.
Let me be your friend.
Peace and love.
I said you ain't never met a more like me, and you ain't never ever gonna meet one again. Now let me be your friend. Peace and love. Let me be your friend. Peace and love. I said you ain't never met a more like me, and you ain't never ever gonna meet one again. I wanna be your friend.
Peace and love.
Now let me be your friend. Peace and love. Hey yo, I used to be a thug until I met the prophet. Now I'm all about love, truth, peace, and freedom. Till I return to Allah, one day we gon' meet him. I'm all about justice, that's the focus of the message. Sometimes Asiatics make me wanna forget the lessons. I be all up in my passion from all the Moorish passion. All things considered, I start laughing. A grown man with a ponytail, another calling us Neanderthal, and he all pale. I mean, for real, this is what it come to, my brother. We got nothing better to do than talk down to each other. Yeah, we can be scholarly or we can get gutter. We are the children of our father, and the breast of our mother has nursed us all. And first of all, we beefing while the bean trying to murk us all. You need to chill, my brother. Tell the elder the same, cause on the real, my man, I'm really about them things. I can take the feds off and get back in the low and return to the state where they used to call me dope. But no, I'm rolling with the prophet of Allah. I want love, not war. Standing on that floor, and I'm holding the square. The compass and the axe that might be too deep. Yo, let's not get off track. See, our prophet was an adept. Do you know what that is? An Egyptian adept is a brother who lived by the universal science developed in the Nile. We call it Islamism, but it's the same, my child. Sit at the foot of a master. I train you up, but I might have to bang you up. I still love you, and those that's talking that this ain't Islam. Everything the prophet brought is in the Quran. All the other stuff, prostrate and cover up, is just the start. The nearest place to me, the law is the heart. You can dress like Imhotep, but you can dress like a herb. Why the Moorish American Muslim unifies the word. You can say what you want about Dr. York, but he gave you different variations of the same thought. You don't appreciate that. You won't appreciate me. Appreciate the holy and divine Drew Ali. People refuse to admit it. He the first that ever did it. Europeans hope that the Moors would forget it, but we here, strong, alive and well, resurrected from hell, with a story to tell. So pay attention and listen, and consider the facts. You know it's humanly impossible for you to be black. I guess a Chinaman is yellow, a Mexican is brown. Just think for a second how ridiculous it sounds. We can turn it around, but we must unite. It's okay to disagree, but we don't have to fight. Cause if we have to fight, you know how we get. I'm still learning to
What up, King
No, I'm
Smoker?
not there yet. So what with me, fam, and I'ma work with you. And
They
let's
almost
all
had me,
together
family.
and do what we gotta do.
Oh, we gonna have a late night tonight.
We haven't made no
I don't
progress
care.
since 1929.
We
when
gonna
the
have a
prophet
late
left
night
us.
tonight.
We got an Asiatic president, men marrying men, psycho shooting up a club and don't see his own sin. And
Y'all
those
ready?
city conscious that took your
Huh?
trust, move straight to Hollywood and straight living it up. And y'all bigging it up, straight cheesing and grinning. But it was your bread to help him set it off in the beginning. Be careful what you put in your soul, cause it could blind you. Unfortunately, some people get paid to misguide you.
Talk to him.
Yeah,
I wanna be your friend.
Peace and love.
Let me be your friend.
Peace and love. I said you ain't never, and you would never. You ain't never, ever, ever. You ain't never let them all like this.
Family, we in the building
ever
now.
wanna meet one again.
We
I
here
wanna be
now.
your friend.
They tried to
Peace and
stop
love.
me.
So let me be your friend.
They tried to
Peace
stop
and
me.
love. Oh yeah, you ain't
Crypto.
never let them all like this.
We
You ain't
got
never,
one.
Ever gonna meet one again. So let
It's
me be your
showtime.
Let me be your friend. Peace and love. I wanna be your friend. Yeah. Let me be your
I
friend.
gotta get warmed up.
We ain't
Y'all
trying
gotta
to
get
be
warmed up. They try to kill
I
the
wanna
spirit.
be your, so let me
What
be
up,
your,
Jasmine?
I wanna be your friend. Hey,
Hey,
yeah.
hey, hey, Trapper. Hey, Trapper. They try to kill the spirit. They try to destroy the energy. They try to destroy the energy. They try to destroy the energy. Can I go one more? Let me go one more, kid. Let me go one. I try to tell him. I try to tell him. Huh? Didn't I try to tell y'all?
I'm the king of this YouTube. Ain't worried about you dudes. Ain't nothing that you do to make me care. But I pray to Allah, you don't take me there. See, I'm the type to get in front this mic and sacrifice, alright? You the type to get in front the mic and hope you get some likes. I used to back the thing that go bang bang and boom. Today, my brain cells is a fully armed army platoon. And y'all some cartoons, coons and buffoons. You wanna meet on IG? I prefer high noon. I'm a quick draw McGraw standing on that floor. It's I self, Lord and Master, Allah. See you dumb and you blind, can see the summer is mine. You better pay attention, the answer's in between the lines. I'm the man still standing, kill them haters single-handed. Had them fighting each other with every punch I landed. Cut the head off the snake and his wife Medusa. And after side netter got the rest of them losers. Inky Yuck Yuck, Neil Bay in the debate league. Queen's Phone, Sweet Mom, and Triple C. Uncle Sug, OC, and the rest of them lanes. See, I'm calling names cause I ain't playing no games. Don't let your bride write a check that you know gon' bounce. Take heed from
Je vais
Dr.
vous
E.
mâcher
He out for the
up.
count.
Mais boss up your liquor blood clot man, tabadi.
What up, Jay Bizzle?
I've been eating that raw.
I've been eating that raw seaweed.
I've been doing my push-ups.
I've been doing my
I've been
push-up.
getting my back rubbed.
I've been getting my back
I've been
rubbed.
doing my workout.
I've been doing my work.
I was ready for these things.
I was ready for it.
We got Yuck Yuck putting guns to the head.
I was ready for it.
And the
Y'all ready?
He back here crying now.
I think y'all ready. I think y'all ready.
We got Sonnet to have his Bible study.
I think y'all ready now. I think y'all ready.
It's not a game, I said.
It's not a game, family.
You see how fake and phony this little bastard is?
Check 1, 2. It's time to expose the frauds. It's time for us to go hard. It's time to expose the frauds.
Hold up.
It's time for us to go hard.
Yeah.
It's time to expose the frauds.
Come on.
It's time for us to go hard.
Yeah.
It's time to expose the frauds.
What?
It's time for us to go hard.
One more.
It's time to expose.
Hold on. They said one more. Black Girls Read said one more. She said one more. She said one more. We're going to do one more. Bring in the horn. Bring in the horn. Bring in the horn. Crypto say bring in the horn. Hey.
Be that more you gon' remember.
Come on. Hey.
I'ma be that more you
Crypto
gon'
say
remember.
bring in the horn.
I'll be that more you gon' remember. Taharkabey front line till the law call my number.
Talk to him,
I'll be that
Crypto.
more you gon' remember.
Hey. Hey.
I'ma be
Hey.
that more you gon'
Hey.
remember. That's right.
That's right.
I'll be that more you
Bring in the horn.
Taharkabey front
Let me talk to him.
line
Let me
till
talk to
the
him.
law call my
If you
number.
a
friend of the Moors, then you a friend of mine. I was told to watch my enemies, now hold my line. Those that speak against the prophet, they speak against me. And I'm speaking about the prophet over Drew Ali, who was the first to remind you you and bind you back to Morocco, the mountains, Mississippi, and Quebec. Told you you wasn't black, proved it with straight facts. You tripping off drugs, you need to be tripping off that. Now here we go again, acting like you a slave. The same people talk European how to bathe, and looking at women buying European hair. No love for self, but do the men really care? Hell no, cause they got a love for Europe. Whole generation chasing pills, weed, and syrup. Yeah, they love Lil Yachty, Tucci, Gucci, Kodak, Amigos, Ross, Lucid. But when the love for the woman look like your mother, I guess they say it's
Come
all
on,
black with
man.
the cover. Now cypher, I be that more you gon' remember.
Are we ready now?
I'ma be
We
that more
ready
you
now.
gon' remember. That's right.
Oh yeah.
I be
We
that more
ready
you
now.
gon' remember. Taharkabey front line till the law call my number. I
Are
be
we
that more
ready
you
now?
gon' remember.
Oh yeah.
I'ma be that more you gon' remember. That's
Hey.
right. I be that more you gon' remember. Taharkabey front line till the law call my number. Super scholars holler. This era for the workers. You ain't
Hey.
living on the ground.
What up, Roller Kirk?
You look and sound
Yeah, we
good,
ready
but that's
now.
only on the surface, probably working for them people.
Now tell me what's your purpose.
Ain't worried about your homie, but know that I know every mo that rock.
I think we ready
He
now.
ain't my bro. Yeah, you know I ain't slow.
Man, y'all
I
done
see
got
it
me all pumped up, man.
How they try to kill the prophet.
Y'all got me all pumped up.
Yo, and some got it right now. Don't say that I'm not down. I'm coming for my vast.
Don't say you ain't
I want
down.
my town, my sheriff, my stores, my school, my nation. Sick and tired of the procrastination and debating. Y'all keep hating when love is the savior. You don't love yourself, so you can't love your neighbor. That's why you killing, fighting, marry out of your race. If you ain't for Moore's world, then get out of my face. Cause Chinese love China, Italians love India. You used to love the Moorish world. Come on and build it with me, let's go. I'll be that more you gon' remember.
Hey.
I'ma be that more you gon' remember, that's right. I'll be that more you gon' remember. Taharkabey front line till the law call my number. I'll be that more you gon' remember.
Come on, man. We gotta get started now.
I'ma be that more you gon' remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be that more you gon' remember. Taharkabey front line till the law call my number. I'll be that more you gon' remember.
Be more.
I'll be that more you gon' remember. That town. I'll be that more you gon' remember. Taharkabey front line till the law call my number. I'll be that more you gon' remember. Hello. I'll be that more you gon' remember.
we ready
Hello.
now.
I'll be that more you gon' remember. Taharkabey front line till the law call my number.
You see how fake and phony this little bastard is?
Anyway, family, what I was saying was, what I had said was, family, I don't know what happened. This is going to be a timely show. So if you go to sleep tonight, I encourage you to wake up and if you're at your job, this is a show that you're going to have to watch, all right? This is a show that you're going to have to watch, and you're going to have to take notes. This is a very educational broadcast here tonight, for real. You know, we play a lot. We got the music pumping. We got things jumping. But listen, family, this is research. This is philosophical approach, and this is plebiscite babbling at its finest. Because guess what? This is all alleged. Again, this is all allegedly. You understand what I'm talking about? So with that being said, family, listen, I want to show you something, family. So what I've come to believe now, I seen JT, the pocket watcher, do a interview with Yvette. And at that point, I thought, anybody know Yvette Carnell of ADOS? If you're not familiar with ADOS, it's called Americans, Africans, or somebody descendants of slaves. I'm not sure. But whatever the case may be, ADOS is a group that prides itself on dividing itself from the African diaspora. Now, the thing is this. Okay, if people want to be distinctive, identified distinctively as those who are descended from slaves in America, I don't see nothing wrong with that. I don't think anybody should see something wrong with that. But the great disdain and disrespect that's shown to our international family, I think that's where the buck stops. That's where we need to stop the buck right there. I mean, the buck got to stop there. Listen, it's one thing to be proud of who you are. It's another thing to build your confidence of beating down someone else that's in the same situation as you. Because regardless of where they're at on the planet, it's the same boot on all of our neck. Listen. Whether it's the crown that ruled Jamaica, or whether it's the people that did the atrocities in the Congo and continue to do the atrocities in the Congos, and those that intellectually manipulate us today in America, it's the same boot. And to try to act like that boot on your neck is different than the boot on their neck. And listen, we need to separate ourselves from our people. That's insane. That's insane. But let me tell you something. Tonight we're going to break it down. And let me tell you something. You know what? I want you to pay close attention to how I break this down tonight. I want you to pay close attention to how I break this down tonight, family. Listen, family, I got this. If you can't watch the whole thing, I'm asking you to come back and watch it. Although I'm always hyper, although I got the music pumping, family, this is very critical that you see this. And I'm going to remix this and do this show probably 3 or 4 times just to make sure that people get this. You understand what I'm saying? Now, listen. One thing showing 2 things for certain. The way I'm explaining this is Trump's double agents. I'm of the thought, whether they know it or not, that they both, that's Tariq and Yvette, are working for the Trump administration, the campaign, the conservatives, whether they admit it or not. Now, for Yvette, whether she knows it or not, it doesn't make a difference. But when you look at the actions that's put forth by both of these people, you will have to agree that this is a double agent project. All right? Now listen, I want to be clear. There's nothing wrong if your political affiliation is with Trump. But there is something wrong when you look before the people and said it's not when it really is, because you're getting a check behind the scenes. Or you pushing propaganda in the interest of one you say you don't support. That's the problem. I want to say it again. There's nothing wrong with supporting who you support. But to act like you're not supporting them when in fact you really are supporting him, that's the manipulation. That's the disingenuousness. And that means that you're selling your people down the river for a little couple coins. Now, I'm going to show you tonight, without a doubt or contradiction, what I'm talking about. Now, let's start right here. I want you to listen closely to this. This is what was explained through research, and many other people see it too. Let's see. An investigative channel by Channel 4 News, investigation teams 2020 revealed how Trump 2016 campaign spent about $60 million targeting 3.5 million black Americans with 6 million versions of targeted Facebook ads attempting to dissuade them from voting. You hear that? What's the agenda? To dissuade them from voting. Listen, family. Listen, because we're so fed up and we're so emotional, we don't see the trick as the trick is being played. You know what I'm saying? We don't see the trick as being played. Now listen, even for the ones that say Trump 2024, I want you to pay attention and watch this to the end. I want you to watch it to the end. Because here's the trick. Here's the trick. 6 million versions. 6 million versions. A Nazir, please do not spam my chat. We heard you. Mega all day. We got you. Listen. To dissuade them from voting with messages about Hillary Clinton would be bad for black people. The campaign may have successfully reduced black voter turnout. Right? Even untimely swinging the presidential election to the candidate who has open-courted white supremacist groups and whose deliberate, predictable inaction around the crisis of COVID-19 pandemic has disproportionately harmed. Now, I'm not into all of that. But I want you to pay attention to what is happening here. $60 million targeting 3.5 million black Americans with 6 trillion versions of Facebook ads. This is instead of attempting to win black voters. Listen to this. This is instead of attempting to win over black voters, Trump campaign strategy was to use disingenuous rhetoric to disencourage civic participation entirely. Family, do anybody remember? If you don't, I'm going to remind you. If you don't, I'm going to remind you. Do anybody remember? Anybody remember? Tariq Nasheed, no vote campaign. Do anybody remember? Anybody remember? He said, don't vote without tangibles. In fact, he went so far, if I can find it. Here we go.
But yeah, do not get out there and vote. No, you don't. This is what we're talking about on today's broadcast. We're talking about the importance of not voting. Everybody likes to tell you to go out there and vote. Go out there and vote. Just vote. Vote like your life depended on it. Just vote just for the hell of it. We are black people, particularly foundational black Americans. We are the only group who are told to just get our asses out there and just vote for absolutely nothing. Just vote for the sake of voting.
This is the scheme.
All right?
This is the scheme.
We're told to get out there to vote simply for the sake of voting. Family, we've been doing that for half a century now. How has that...
Now listen. This is the scheme. Both sides, you hear what I say? Both sides has not benefited us in a good way regardless. So the strategy that aligns with Trump, believe that the other side got a strategy also. But the strategy that Yvette, the strategy that Tariq is pushing aligns with Trump. Now, why is that a problem? Why is that a problem? The problem is because no side has benefited us. And they're acting as if they don't support Trump. Now, if they was just flat out and say, I support Trump, that'd be different. But now that we understand allegedly Trump's campaign strategy and we see these people have infiltrated our community and they're using Trump's campaign strategy, shouldn't we think twice now? Now listen, another part of the strategy likely success in 2016 made it certain it could be used in the 2020 election as well, and likely future elections. Since free speech protection may take precedence, even if the intent and effect of such rhetoric is voter suppression, it is important to understand these narratives in order to combat them. So family, these are the narratives that Yvette and Tariq Nasheed is pushing. You can't deny it. You can't deny it. If they said don't vote one time and we know that that's the Trump strategy, listen, family. This is the major problem, and I'm going to keep iterating. it. Family, we have not developed a strategy to combat either side. So why should we be courting either side? Why should we be courting either side? We should hold our votes and get somebody to represent our concerns, not on the wing, because they say they don't support Trump. Yet his propaganda, yet his notion of don't get out and vote, they're doing it exactly that. And not only that, let's move forward. This is why I say this is double agent stuff. You follow me? This is double agent stuff. Real quick. Let's look at this. You're talking about $60 million targeting us. Look at this. You see this graph right here? This is a graph where you see ADOS. You see ADOS being pushed during the campaign season on Twitter. You see that? A time series of daily frequency of tweets in a simple sheet, picture of tweets specifically using ADOS hashtag, tweets from tweets from mentoring, retweeting Yvette Carnell, Breaking Brown, tweets from mentoring Tony Moore, also included tweets and illustrated spike around real world events. So when something really happens, this is when they push it. This is the strategy. Family, these people are just not a fluke. Listen to me. These people are just not a fluke. They are very strategic in this. You understand what I'm saying? So when ADOS become, you see how the don't vote strategy works in major, listen, the don't vote strategy is a dumb strategy if you are participating in politics. The strategy should be that we are organized with 1 million votes in each city. Now, what you got for me? The don't vote strategy is an ignorant vote. You understand what I'm saying? The don't vote strategy is we're just uneducated voters. We're just very uneducated voters. So if you really want to affect change, you organize people in each city. And you say, listen, we have 1 million here in Baltimore. We have 1 million in this place. We have 1 million in that place. Listen, the election coming up in 18 months. What you gonna do? This is what we need. That's how you leverage your vote. You don't say don't vote, because when you say don't vote, that allows the white supremacists to creep in by your inaction. And that's who these people work for. Listen to me, family. Listen close. That's why I know I yell a lot, and whoever just coming to the show, you might not used to yelling. But let me show you, family. All of these names in here, at the top of the list, they sit at their desk all day and tweet over 10,000 votes a day. 10,000 tweets a day. Tariq Nasheed, Americans Descendants of Slaves, Breaking Brown, Yvette. That's all they do during the voting season. That's all they do. They wait for current events, and then they vote, and then they, what his name right here? There you go. It's all a game. Just you see, listen, family. This, like, if you want to combat white supremacy, you better get yourself a think tank. If you want to combat white supremacy, you better stop looking at the face and think that the European is your biggest enemy. Your biggest enemy is the ones that work for the European to do his bidding and got you believing that he's for you. He's worse than the European, because the European has shown himself. See, this game is intellectual now. This game is very intellectual and very sophisticated. It has nothing to do with calling you the N-word no more. Has nothing to do has nothing to do with trying to drag you from the back of a pickup truck anymore. It's very sophisticated. But now, we are in the digital age, so we are able to trace these things, and we are able to follow these things. Now, listen to this. When you're looking at somebody like a Tariq Nasheed, total hypocrite. As he moved forward to infiltrate, everything always changes because he get a script and he got to go with the script. Let's look at the old script when he was trying to infiltrate the conscious community. This is the old script.
That's why people within the dominant society, they stay kicking black folks' asses. And there's more black and brown people on the planet. You know why? Other groups, the dominant society, at the drop of a hat, they get on the same page. At the drop of a hat, black folks, African folks, too fucking tribal. Too tribalistic. You've been tribalistic back in the day. You're tribalistic now. You don't know how to give it up. That's your problem right there. Even on the in the diaspora in Africa, they're tribal over there now. They're tribal there now. We're tribal over here too. We're too damn tribal. That's the problem. And people deal with us as a group. They don't give a fuck about that tribe and this tribe. All of us are getting dealt with as one block. That's what we fail to realize for some reason. I don't know why that won't snap in our brain. And we get dealt with as a group. And we still be on that tribal shit. That's why, like, we talk about South Africa. A lot of people are talking about South Africa and Brother Mandela. And you wonder why Europeans could go to a country and be the minority in a country and take over the country.
You see the hypocrisy? You see the hypocrisy? You see the hypocrisy? Back then, he said that our power is in numbers, but we are too tribal. See, this is when he was trying to infiltrate the conscious community. That was back when Hidden Colors 1 came. Somebody asked me, has I voted lately? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't think we have enough strategy to vote. We need to strategically vote, and I'm working on strategy now. Absolutely not. No. We need strategy to vote. If you ain't got no strategy, you what's the point? What's the point? If you know what I mean, you just can't go to the booth and vote. You know what I mean? No, you got to have a strategy. You have a group strategy. You know what I mean? You don't just vote. But anyway, what the point that I'm making is, when he was trying to infiltrate the conscious community, he said the right stuff at the right time. Because back then, it was a Pan-African concept that really had the conscious community at everybody begging call. Everybody was African. Everybody was ancient Kemet. Everybody was Hotep. Everybody was that. And he used to call them dusty Hoteppers. But at the same time, he was speaking with a forked tongue. He was talking about the unity of the diaspora, which is Pan-Africanism. And then all of a sudden, once he get a new agenda, here comes ADOS. And here goes FBA. But it's all a part of a grand scheme. What is the grand scheme? The grand scheme is to never get you to thinking that you can govern yourself. Give your energy, give your resources, give your intellectual power to someone else, and they will get for you what you cannot get for yourself. So this is why the campaign is do not vote. This is why the campaign is give me tangibles. This is why that's the campaign. There is no people out here saying, hold up, let's get 100 acres of land and build our own community and govern it. There is no think tank. There is no think tank here that says, let's put all our money together and let's buy 5 different malls, the greatest malls in America. You see what I'm saying? Because the whole thing is, there is not an agenda to empower a group of people. There is not an agenda to empower a group of people. The agenda is to leave us powerless. That's the agenda. And whether listen, the same scheme that's being worked here in America, believe me, it's being worked in Haiti. Believe me, it's being worked in Africa, wherever they had their tentacles. Believe me, it's being worked in the UK. It's being worked in Australia. It's being worked in Canada. It's being worked all around the world to leave the founders of civilization powerless. And these are the people that do the bidding. These are the people that do the bidding. Family, y'all need to share this. I'm telling you, this type of truth don't get out often. People need to share this. Listen to this, family. If indeed, let's look at this. Tariq Nasheed says immigrants Kamala Harris will bring their anti-black racism with them. Tariq Nasheed is a popular black Twitter personality who is not a Trump supporter. This is propaganda at its finest. Now, what they do is they want to focus on what they call immigrants. They want to focus on immigrants. Why? Because that's the conservative fight. That's never been our fight. That's never been our fight. That's the conservative fight. They want to preserve, quote unquote, their white purity and the imperialistic lifestyle. That's never been our fight. When did that become our fight? It's never been our fight. We know that's not our fight, but yet we still engage in this nonsense on the internet. That's never been our fight. Never. These are Trump talking points. Right here. Jim Crow Biden selects top cat Kamala Harris as a running mate. First we had president with a Kenyan white parents. Now a VP with Indian Jamaican heritage. Never an ADOS. And Kamala underperformed. Now listen, I'm not saying vote for any of these people. But I'm going to tell you, these are Trump talking points. These are Trump talking points. Were these talking points in existence before Trump? Were they in existence before Trump? Did Tariq have these talking points? Heck, we didn't even know who Yvette was. We didn't even know. Who is she? Who sent her? Who sent her? Who is she? How does a hashtag equate itself to a whole movement? How does that work? How are we so easily manipulated that a hashtag? You know what I'm saying? I didn't remove any post from anybody. Now, how does that happen? How does that happen? Let me show you something. Family, let me ask you a question. Let's read these statistics. If they really care about non-citizens or immigration, citizen or not, look at this. The USCIS welcomed 967,000 new citizens in the fiscal year of 2022 during naturalization ceremonies. Why aren't they targeting any of those people? Because you know who those people were, right? Because whether one came over the border or they came to become naturalized citizens or not, they still taking employment according to you. According to you, that the immigrants taking your jobs, that the immigrants are taking your resources. Well, let me tell you something. Almost 1 million people came in 2022, and you never said a word. Because guess what? Because they don't look like you. But they still got access to your resources. According to you, this is your problem with immigrants. This is your problem. This is your problem. You have a problem with immigrants because they're taking your resources. Well, what about the almost million people came in here naturalized in 2022? Are you fighting against that? No. The only thing you fight with is people that look like you. That's the only thing you fight with. And that's by design. Now, listen. Let me tell you something about me. One way or the other really doesn't make a difference to me at this point. Because at the end of the day, self-preservation will kick in one day. And if we want to survive, we got to do what it takes to survive intellectually, and even if it gets down to physically. I mean, intellectually or physically. You see what I'm saying? Now, these other people that are coming to this country, whoever they may be, they're fighting for survival too. So why are we so focused on that when we haven't even focused on our ability as a group? What have we done that we can be proud of as a group besides make posts on Twitter? Tethers. What can we be proud of as a group to say that we're moving the bar? We're setting the bar. See, that becomes a political. This becomes political. The immigrant conversation becomes political for interest groups. And so people be fighting for someone's campaign unknowingly. And at the end of the day, when they get in power, the power structure maintains and the boot still remains on your neck. And you got people that look like you and I that is doing the bidding. At the end of the day, once they do the bidding, and these people get in office, the boot's still going to be on your neck. You still ain't getting no reparations. You still ain't getting nothing. But the one that did the bidding, they getting paid. Because if you're gonna care about people coming into this country, then you got to deal with the whole thing. Illegal and non-illegal, because all of them are going to contribute and all of them going to make a contribution to taking resources. So don't pick one. This is why that's a phony argument. If you're really concerned, then you deal with it all. You don't deal with somebody that jumped the fence. You deal with it all, because all of it going to have a effect on the resources. So that's why it's a phony, corny argument. And it's a political argument to put people in political positions and keep them in power and keep you powerless. Now, let's keep it popping. Now, listen. At the end of the day, these people really, listen, where do these people come from for real? What happened to us when we could think? What happened? I mean, what happened to us when we could really think? You know what I mean? When we see something like this, when we see something like this, the smartest thing foundation Americans can do this election cycle is to stay the hell home and not vote. Excuse my language. Don't let any of these non-FBA shame you into voting. This is pushing a political agenda for a political party. Family, press 7 if you understand what I'm saying. There's nothing wrong with pushing an agenda for a political party, but there is something wrong when you say that you're not a part of the establishment and you're fighting against it, when in fact you are fighting for it. When you're fighting for it. Again, if you are pushing don't vote, what's the alternative? Stay home? What's the alternative? And if these people are not giving an alternative, they should shut up. And nobody should follow them. Because anybody that gives a solution, anybody that talks about the problem and don't give a solution in this day and time, they are part of the establishment to keep people confused, misguided, think is a game. Now listen, You can hear it. See, one thing about people, true personality, you can hear it when they talk. Let them talk long enough. Let them talk long enough. Listen to this.
See a lot of the same culture. If you walk in what that has meant, they didn't have the information and the science
Listen
and
to
everything that we have now, and even the wealth data to understand what that was going to mean. But now that we do understand what that has meant for us, we have to understand. Okay, how do we come outside of that? How do we understand? Even as we understand culture, the example I always use, people say, "I'm not nothing like white people." No, well, you might season your food better, but you're a lot like the people because we share.
This lady said that you are a lot like quote unquote white people. She gonna tell the over 6 million or how many of them, 12 million so-called black people, African and Hebrews and Moors and whatever you choose to call yourself, that you are a lot like white people, quote unquote. Can you imagine that? With all of the atrocities, and we're trying to I guess rebuild ourselves, and she says you are all like white people. Listen to this madness.
A lot of the same culture. And how do we understand? Even as we understand culture, the example I always use, people say, "I'm not nothing like white people." No, well, you might season your food better, but you're a lot like the people because we share a lot of the same culture.
Listen to this logic right here. This is supposed to be the educated people. Listen to this logic. Pay close attention to this crazy logic.
You walk into a bar in America, they're going to be playing some type of sport or whatever. And usually if you're a dude, you can identify, even if you're a black dude.
First she said, if you walk into a bar. Do we have time today fighting for liberation and freedom to be walking into a bar anyway? What culture are you talking about? You see what I'm talking about? She's using an example of walking into a bar. Walking into a bar, and this is how we're going to define that you are like white people, quote unquote. Listen to this madness.
To talk to the white dude about whatever kind of sport, because most men like sports. I'm not. You can look at the surveys or whatever. You can go up there. You're going to be able to sit at the bar and have a conversation. Even if you don't like the sport, you're going to be able to sit and have a conversation and have a Bud Light or a Blue Moon.
Do you see the analogy that this lady gave? Do you see the analogy that you're going to go into a bar and you're more like white people because if you go into a bar, and that's the assumption that we all drink. That's the assumption that we all play games, that we all watch games. That's the assumption, the ignorant assumption. That's white supremacy. This is white supremacy at its finest. She used of all the analogies that she could use. She used that we goes into a bar, that we get a Bud Light, and that then you tell me all you got to do is listen to the language. Listen to the language. Even when some brothers drink some beer, most of them ain't drinking no Bud Light. You see what I'm talking about? You see what I'm talking about? That means that she is far removed from who we are. She don't know who we are. She don't know who we are because this is not typical. This is not typical. Not where I'm from. Not where I'm from. This is not typical. But she just spit it out like it's nothing. She spit it out like enough. And then she paint all quote-unquote black people with a wide brush. Listen to this.
Or whatever you're drinking on, because that's like a culturally normal thing to do.
And the same, you're going to have the same Thanksgiving food as well. The turkey, ain't going to be.
Family, this is not receipts. We're looking at logic and reason. Deep house nation. You might get blocked for talking stupid. We're looking at logic and reasoning. This is not receipts. Now, you might get, I'm going to block you anyway. Go make another account. I don't like you tonight. Let me get you out of here. I don't like you tonight. Because if you can't get logic and reasoning to see what I'm saying, this has nothing to do with a receipt, fool. People get on my nerve, man. We're talking about logic and reasoning. We're not talking about a receipt at this point. These people crazy. I like your platform, but we need better receipts. This is not a receipt. We're speaking about logic and reasoning. This is silly logic. Got to be crazy. Everything that I share is not a receipt. We're talking about logic. Crazy people.
No dishes. Ain't no be out the box dishes. And understand, I'm not saying that new immigrant Africans don't have a place in this discussion if they are allies. But if they are allies in us learning who we are, because the reality is this construct of race that we've created seems a bit ahistorical. This world of a southern plantation.
These people don't know what they're talking about. These people don't know what they're talking about. They're looking at the fake construct of race and applying it straight across the board. And these are the educated people. Race is an artificial construct to begin with. Press 7 if you understand that, family. Race is an artificial construct. It's not real. It's an artificial construct only used to designate. It's an illusion. But it's used to designate. Because in reality, when you get down to it, there's only one race. When you get to the nitty gritty, there's only one race. With the truth of the matter, there's only one race. When you get to the truth of the matter, there's not a bunch of races. There's only one. I'll let you figure that out later. Biracial lives matter. I say debate me on it. It's an artificial construct. All of these different races is an artificial construct. It's not real. Because the only real thing about race is it's one. It's one. Email me at taharkabey@gmail.com if you're serious. Everybody say that they never email me. Now.
Channel, and she basically said, well, people procreate with people that look like them and share their culture. Well, in this case, what you have to look at is, well, you would have more culture in common being an African-American, 400 years in America, never been to Africa. And if with someone white, and then also you may even look more like the white person because of the mix that you are. There's this mythology that we look just like all the Africans, which look vastly different from Ethiopia to Nigeria to the Sudan. And so, like, there's this other mythology that we all look the same, too.
See how crazy this is? See how crazy this is? Whoever said that we all look the same besides Europeans? Whoever said that we all look the same besides Europeans? We know that people in the Congo don't look like people in Nigeria because they got similar complexions. We know that. We know that the people, what we call Ethiopia, don't look like the people in North Africa. What are you talking about? Who says that but the Europeans? These people say anything for that check. They say anything. Listen to this madness.
Basically said, well, people procreate with people that look like them and share their culture. Well, in this case, what you have to look at is, well, you would have more culture in common being an African-American, 400 years in America, never been to Africa. And if with someone white, and then also you may even.
You see what they're pushing? You see what they're pushing? You see what they're pushing? They're pushing the integration concept philosophy. And there's nothing wrong with that if that you believe in. Like Corey Washington say, black people in West Africa look like people in my hood. But if you go to Ethiopia, they can look like the dark-skinned people in India. Whoever said we all look alike except for Europeans? That's insane to me. That these people got thousands and thousands of people following them, listening to this garbage. This is garbage.
Look more like the white person because of the mix that you are.
we look more like the European because the mix that we are. What are you talking about? Man, listen, this is what's so funny about this. Anybody ever listen to the reaches that Tariq Nasheed make? These are the same type of reaches. These are the same type of reaches. They be reaching for crazy stuff. And people be like, yeah, this stuff don't make no sense. This stuff don't make no sense. I mean, give me a second. Yeah, this stuff don't make no sense. Listen to the logic. And they got thousands of people following this stuff.
This mythology that we look just like all the Africans, which look vastly different from Ethiopia to Nigeria to the Sudan. And so, like, there's this other mythology that we all look the same, too. And don't get...
Look, family. It's this thing that we talk about in the Moore Science Temple of America called truth and falsehood strangely mixed. And what that is it's like, I forget how they call it, but it's like one truth and then four lies. So they'll say one true statement and then followed by four lies. And so it make the four lies seem more truthful than what they really are. They make the four lies. So they say one truth. Like he said, the people in Ethiopia look different than the Congo, and we already know that. But right before that, he says that we look more like white people, quote unquote, his words. So this is the tricknology. This is the trick knowledge that is being disseminated before the people. Let me finish this up. This is ridiculous.
Don't get me wrong, some of us look similar to some of them, but some of us look similar to white folk. And where does Yvette sit?
Some of us look similar to, this is crazy. But, we can explain all of this stuff, though. This is the weird thing about this. We can explain why some of us look similar to Europeans, and we can explain why some of us look similar to those that's in West Africa or the Congo. We can explain that. But that has no bearing on how we get treated as it relates to being treated better. We still get treated as a group. We still, like, what part does that have in the conversation of us being treated unfairly around the globe by the imperialists? What part of the argument is that? That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. Whether you look like Yvette and whether you look like Michael Blackston, it doesn't matter. Around the globe, Europeans have conquered. So even in the words of Tariq Nasheed, when he was trying to infiltrate the community, he said, we are too tribal. That's the problem. But that's how he snuck his way into the conscious community. Man, we better wake up. Let me keep it going. Look at this. One of the things that you have to pay attention to is, like I said, Trump's strategy, right? Listen to this. In this essay, we conduct a descriptive content analysis from a sample database made up of 53,000 scrap tweets. Let me go on down real quick. That was the tweets that I showed you. We found that the ADOS network strategy uses breaking news events to discourage black voters from voting for the Democratic Party. So what that means is when they discourage them from voting for the Democratic Party, which I don't have a horse in the race, that means that the Republican machine carries on. I keep telling people both sides are two sides of the same coin. So when one is working for the Republican or pushing the agenda for the Republican machine, that means that 9 times out of 10, they're taking a check and somebody is selling out. 9 times out of 10. Because if they saying don't vote and they always shooting down the Democratic Party, that means who takes the votes from there. The Republican Party. When none of them has no loyalty or interest in seeing us in a better space. None of them. So why are these people strategically setting them up to continue to be in power and then downing one? It doesn't make sense to me. That means that they're selling us out. That's all that means. Now listen to this. Let me show you something. This is a Trump strategy. The leading users of ADOS hashtag come from Black American communities, and so unlike foreign actors and outer group members, you know they used to send those crisis actors, outer group members, they are fluent in African American vernacular English and Black American culture, and they personally understand the pain associated with living with structural racism and intergenerational trauma. But it is also nativist and populist movement, putting a focus on immigrants for supposedly taking away scarce resources rather than looking at the power structures and allot those resources in the first place. You see what I'm saying? What that is saying is that these people have a fake straw man argument. Instead of crying about immigrants, you should be looking at the power structure and have those resources allotted to you. And if you believe in a political process like you act like you believe in, then listen to me. You don't fight the immigrants, you fight the power structure that is allotting these resources. Don't that make sense? What good is it going all over Twitter talking about immigrant this, immigrant that, when the power structure is the one that is delivering the resources? And that's including Republicans. That's right. All of them. Because guess what? At the end of the day, on each side of the aisle, you got Democrats and Republicans. They are fighting for the same cause and just got a different methodology. They got a different method of doing it. But y'all soft. Y'all don't want to fight. See, the problem is you are scared to, they're not scared. They're getting paid. But the average person who are really about that smoke, they don't really want to go at the power structure that allot the resources. They want to cry about the immigrant who has no power over the resources. They only get what they give. And this is why I tell you that this is double agent stuff. And it's all, listen, it's all from the Trump game plan. Like I say, it wouldn't be no problem. If that's who you vote for. It wouldn't be no problem if that's what you support. But you're hiding and acting like you don't, when everything about your campaign for ADOS and FBA, it's no different than Trump's campaign. It's no different. Somebody said when the documentary here, 2024, the documentary will be here. Let me get back to this, family. What I'm saying to you, let me as I get my slides back together, family. What I'm saying to you is this. When you really want change, you develop an organized strategy. For our people who have been under this condition for so long, Twitter tweets can only help those who have already been in power. If we don't seriously get off the internet and develop a strategy and stop talking about what you're going to do, what you should do, what we would do, then that means you ain't doing nothing. That means you ain't doing nothing but getting a check to spew. Who sends out 10,000 tweets a day? When I remember when they was arguing about FBA on Twitter, when I first came on Twitter, Some of these people was on Twitter sometimes 15 or 20 hours. I was like, where do they work at? What do they do? What is going on with these people? I was blown away that somebody could be live in these rooms for these amount of time. But now that makes sense. If Trump spent some $63 million on propaganda, then by all means, now it makes sense. Now it makes sense. Now it makes sense. Let me tell you something. Somebody said, Black Intelligence said once they started the anti-diaspora trend, they adopted Native American origin history instead of African. Well, let me tell you something. The indigenous conversation is a part of the manipulation too. That's a part of the manipulation too. Anything that is divisive. Now, you can identify yourself, but to act as if you're not a part of a greater family, that's an issue. And to talk down, that's an issue. When in fact, we are all under the same oppression. It doesn't matter where we at. We are all under the same oppression. Whether it's St. Kitts, whether it's Jamaica, whether it's Canada, whether it's America, whether it's Africa, whether it's the UK, we are all under the same oppression. How can you look at one, act like you are not under the same oppression? It's okay to I believe that it's okay to focus on your personal struggle from your personal experience. But the moment that you start talking crazy, when you start talking crazy and you make up names like Tether, ain't that what the European did? When we came over here, our names was connected to land. Our names was connected to land, like a Congolese, like a Nigerian. Ain't that what the European did when he painted us all with a brush and called us black? Ain't that what the European did when he identified us? Ain't that what the European did? Call us all Negroes and niggers, and ain't that what he did? Ain't that what he did? I don't believe I'm wrong about Tone and Yvette. Tone said out his own mouth that we more close related to Europeans. I disagree with that. And I believe that that is a conspiratory statement. And I would debate anybody on it. I believe that these people have sent vicious comments against people of African descent, which I am a part of that family. And if you tell me that if they haven't sent vicious comments against the African family around the globe, then I say I apologize. Now, for me, there's nothing wrong with a person who want to fight. There's nothing wrong with a person who want to fight for their independence, for their independent struggle as a group. But this ain't that. This is all internet talk. Let me tell you something. If people truly believe in this, what bill did they bring to the power structure? How many people did they organize to bring a bill to the power structure? This is just internet talk. Actions and results, Your name is action and results. How many people has organized to get something sent to the people instead of crying on the internet? Huh? This is just a distraction. The internet and Twitter and all of this stuff has become a distraction. It become a passive income. That's all it becomes. It becomes passive income. That's it. That's all it is. It's a distraction and passive income. Again, I could care less who a person side with. I could care less who a person side with. You follow me? But at the end of the day, don't hide who you side with. Because everything that they speak of actions and results, everything that they speak of is agreeable to Trump's strategy. Everything that Tariq speak of, everything, I would debate anybody on it. Everything that Tariq speaks of, everything that Yvette speak of, everything that Tone speak of, it lines up with Trump's strategy. It does. It lines up almost perfectly to the strategy. It lines up perfectly with the rhetoric. Let me give you an example. It lines up perfectly with the rhetoric. Look at this. So look. Let me ask you a question. Do anybody know? Let me see. This person right here. This lady has since flipped on Trump, right? But Trump, this was during his first campaign. Trump's biggest advocate, of course, is Ann Coulter, whatever. And she has been working behind the scenes to drum up support for Trump, for him in Hollywood, including in champion his signature issue, illegal immigration. Sound familiar? Sound familiar? Listen, at dinners with Clint Eastwood and a few dozen others in the industry that she won't name, Hollywood should support him for all sorts of reasons, not least of which is the fact that it's impossible to get around in L.A. with 2 million illegals on the road. Does it sound familiar? Does it sound familiar? Now, with that being said, communication with Tariq, same lady. Tariq, she shares this. I like ADOS, but I think it should be DO. This is what she shares. They try to remove these tweets. This is what she retweets right here. You feel what I'm saying? So we get to see how, they can't, some people can't hold water. I mean, some people can't hold water. All you got to do is know how to do the proper research, and you pull up these old tweets and like, hold up, there's the connection. There's the connection right there. That's it. These people can't hold water. And let me tell you something. One thing about a person that moves on lies, they talk too much. They lie too much. And so eventually the lie gonna catch up with them. There it is right there. The lie gonna catch up with them. I mean, what is one of the major talking points of Tariq Nasheed and ADOS? Tethers. Have I lied yet? Tethers. Isn't that one of the main talking points? Tethers. What is Trump's main talking point? Illegal immigration. This is one and the same. One and the same. Now, check this out. Not only that, this is another one that shares a lot of ADOS tweets. Alexander has been variously described as a Republican operative, far-right personality, right-wing provocateur, and part of the new right. New York Observer wrote in 2018 that Alexander has a history of dog whistling to the nationalist wing of MAGA movement. Alexander have worked with other far-right personalities, including Alex Jones, Roger Stone, Jacob Wall, and Laura Loomer. He also shares tweets. Let me see if I can find it. He also does this. But here's the same talking points. Kamala Harris is not American black. She is half Indian, half Jamaican. Read one of the dozen similar tweets questioning her identity sent in the moments after she was while confronting Joe Biden's record opposing desegregation. Recall being bussed as a little girl. Another read Kamala Harris is not black and featured photos of Harris and Kamala Dolezal emblazoned across her face, referencing Rachel Dolezal, a white woman who claimed to be transracially black. Yet another read, Kamala Harris is implying she is descended from American black slaves. She is not. She comes from a Jamaican slave owners. That's fine. She's not black, period. The last one written by black right-wing provocateur Ali Alexander was retweeted by no other than Donald Trump with a question. Is it true? Wow. So what I'm telling you is that these people have the same talking points. The same talking points. These are the same talking points. You follow me? These people are getting checks. These people are getting checks. Yeah, these people are getting checks. You follow me? Like this is a nasty game. This is a nasty game. You follow me? This is a nasty game. These people are getting checks while people running around talking about, like you got the ignorant people running around talking crazy, talking about this is plebiscites. These people they're tethers. Man, these people working for the establishment, and you flunkies, you know what I mean? You flunkies is hanging on every word, and it's all about keeping you under oppression at the end of the day. At the end of the day, because it doesn't matter who gets in office. You know what I mean? Hey, guess what? You still gonna be at the bottom until you figure out a strategy. See, you want the slave holder to pat you on the head and give you a treat. That's what the FBA wants. That's why they say we want reparations. They don't know how to put themselves in power and write the check themselves. So they say, "Come on, master, please give me reparations. You did me wrong, master. Please give me reparations. I know you're gonna give it to me because you're just that honorable. You never lied to me, master. You always been my friend, master. You always treated us good, master. I know you're gonna give us reparation. Please, pretty please. Be a man of your word. You always kept your words. You never broke a treaty. You always did what you said you was going to do. Come on, master. We going to get reparations. I'm telling you, we going to get reparations. Master going to give us reparations. I'm telling you. You better come up with another strategy, because that strategy, a beggar people can never achieve the highest height of spiritualities. That means your spiritual system is a low. You better build something for yourself. You better get yourself a shovel and some bricks from Home Depot and build something for yourself. That's what you better do. You better get you some mortar, some bricks, some land, and build something for yourself. Build a micro city and try to find a way to protect it. I mean, that's what you better do, because you really think Massa gonna give you something. And you're crazy, but you don't believe that for real. You're just spewing the rhetoric in order to get your check. That's all you doing. That's all they doing. They spewing rhetoric to get their check. That's it. They ain't worrying about, these Europeans, they fought too hard to keep you oppressed. You know what I mean? Let me tell you something. This is how crazy FBAs are. Listen to this.
Okay.
Listen to this.
Okay, hold on.
This is how crazy FBAs are.
Let me try something. Maybe some Let me know if it doesn't go. Let me try this. Let me try something here. Somebody said it's not going to it. It's Tariq and Alexis's baby registry. I think that's the name of it. But let me try this, family. Let me put this other link in here. Maybe this will work. Let me try this. I'm about to put another link in there. Somebody said, I'm glad y'all said something. Okay, there we go. There we go. Let's try this.
This man need help with a registry. And the FBAs are so crazy. Look at this.
Okay, I put another link in there. Hopefully that works. Okay? I put another link in there.
This man drives a Rolls Royce, living in $1 million home, grifting over millions and millions of dollars, and does stuff like this.
You little Section 8 hood rat. This is my home. Okay, let me explain something to you. I got a stun on niggas sometimes. I live in a fucking $2 million fucking house. Okay? This is my shit. Let me give you a little tour. Well, I don't need to pimp nobody's money. You see, I got this marble. You see, I got marble on my shit. See? You understand me? I got Corinthian leather on the east wing of my shit. I'm not you, bitch. I'm not sitting on no fucking Section 8 waiting on a goddamn county check. I lives right.
Okay, hold on.
You understand me?
Let me try something.
Oh, I got nice shit.
Let me know if it doesn't.
That little $200,000 ain't shit. That's for the community.
Somebody said it's not going to it.
Let me go to the upstairs wing shit.
It's Tariq and Alexis's baby registry. I think that's the name of it. But let me try this, family.
Nigga sitting up here acting like.
Let me put this other link in here. Maybe this
like
will.
them.
Let me try this. I'm about to put another link in there. Somebody said, I'm glad y'all said something. Okay, there we go. There we go. Let's try this. Okay, I put another link in there. Hopefully that works.
This is the upstairs wing.
Okay. I put another link in there. Hopefully that works. I'm glad somebody said something. I'm glad I'm watching the thing.
A little piece of money like that.
Okay. Okay, hold on. Let me try something. Maybe some. Let me know if it doesn't go. Let me try this. Let me try something here. Somebody said it's not going to it. It's Tariq and Alexis's
this is the
baby registry. Section. I think that's the name of it. But let me try this.
Just as nice as the bottom, ain't it?
Let me put this other link in here. Maybe this will work. Let me try this. I'm about to put another link in there. Somebody said, I'm glad y'all said something. Okay, there we go. There we go. Let's try this.
That little $200,000 ain't shit.
Okay,
That's
I put another link in there. Hopefully that works.
Let me go to.
Okay. I put another link in there. Hopefully that works. I'm glad somebody said something. I'm glad I'm watching the thing.
That man is a prison in his own house. We already know that. That man is a prison in his own house. But you see how crazy this is? You see how crazy this is? This is how crazy FBAs are. And I just thought, that ain't no receipt. Somebody probably said, that ain't no receipt. Family, listen to this. Look at this. The same one that support ADOS, right here, he's at the riot in D.C., with the Europeans. You see this? This is the same one. This is the same one. Not only do we support the rhetoric of Trump, they also support the rhetoric of ADOS. He out there talking about he gonna light the whole joint on fire. This is and with the same ADOS talk. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Press 7 if you understand what I'm saying. ADOS and FBA have the exact same talking points as Trump. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? I can't say definitively that Trump is giving them a check, but I can say that they have the exact same talking points, the exact same strategy, the exact same everything. Everything. Anybody following that should beware. Anybody. Why haven't anybody develop a strategy to teach people how they're going to vote locally and nationally? Why haven't anybody developed a 10-year strategy? A 2 voting cycle strategy? Why haven't anybody done that? Why everybody talk about we're going to get reparations, we're going to get reparations, we're going to get reparations, but you don't see a strategy in place? The only strategy is to beg the slaveholder. That's the only strategy. That's the only strategy. And some of these people that have no vision, and these people that have no vision, they say, well, how else we going to get it? How else we going to get it? You better be creative. You better be creative. Talking about the Jooby-Dooby-Doos. They got reparations. The Jooby-Dooby-Doos don't look like Yooby-Dooby-Doo. You talking about? And it is very strategic to have power structure in the Gaza Strip. And the Gaza Strip is very strategic to have nuclear weapons right there, right up in the Strip, in the middle of Africa, in the middle of Asia. It's very strategic. Why wouldn't the European Union and the United States help to establish the state right there? Duh. Wake up, people. But you, See, when you know your history, you will understand that we had dominated European for thousands and thousands, if not millions of years. Dominated them. And they not going to let you get on top back again easy. When you understand the last stronghold of our people was the Moorish invasion of Spain, and the Pope said, enslave them all. That papal bull exists today. Slavery is just a bit different right now, but it's slavery still. And when people say Moors help enslave Africans, let me tell you something. Whether you like it or not, our people have always played a part in our demise. And this is why Moorish World TV is about in-house cleaning. Because see, if the Moors in Spain, and I'm talking about the African Moors, I'm not talking about the Johnny-come-lately Arabs that came later. If the African Moors in Spain would have stayed on course in civilizing and not fraternizing, messing with the European women, getting caught up, then the whole world would be different today. But they let their guard down. And they started fraternizing with them European women. They started thinking that they was friends. And at the end of the day, while they were over there fighting over Cordoba, over there fighting over Granada, the Europeans was gaining power and gaining strength. And they was quietly building their forces. Quietly building their forces. They was organizing. They were strategizing. And the time came when they executed. And they say go into slavery, become a Christian, or go back to Africa. We failed to strategize. We failed to organize. And we talk too much. And we talk way too much. That's a major problem. And anytime somebody put a camera in somebody's face, anytime somebody put a phone in somebody's face, they always talking. They always talking. And we trust too many people that say, Assalamu alaikum, Hotep, Praise the Lord. Islam, shalom. Ain't nothing going to change until we look inside of our house and find the real problem. Ain't nothing going to change until we find the real problem. Look at this propaganda talking point right here real quick before we get out of here. On August 6, 2020, ADOS founder Yvette Carnell was featured on CNN United Shades of America, a weekly television series about racism in America hosted by W. Kamau Bell, where she explained ADOS' stance on the 2020 election. During her interview with Bell, Carnell says ADOS does not support Democrats who do not commit to its vision for reparation, stating, "We haven't encouraged anyone to stay home, but we have encouraged Democratic down ballot. Vote for Democrats, but the top of the ticket. There is no love unless you come to us and say, we have reparations planned, which includes financial outlays. We have a budget attached to this that's what we're pushing for." You see how silly this is? You see how silly this is? They want the Democrats to create the plan. They say, this tell you why this is propaganda. They said, we want reparations, but we need you to create the plan. And we want you to deliver the plan to us. Whenever there was a reparation fight, whenever there was a compensation fight, the victim had organization that spoke for the populace, and they brought the solution and said, this is what we want. But not in this case. Not at this time. Not at this time. They said, no vote if you ain't giving us nothing. That is a straw man argument, and it's just air and wind. And they remix it every year. We not doing nothing unless they give us reparations. Nobody gets anything like that. It's a political action that must take place. It's a political action that must take place. And in a political action take place, that means a political movement have to happen. That means you have to have some constituents organized around one voice for the whole cause. Not on Twitter. Not on YouTube. Not on YouTube, but that goes to show you that this is all propaganda, misinformation, disinformation. Look at this. Here we go again. Moore promotes an episode of his YouTube talk show that aired shortly after the sudden news of Chadwick Boseman death. After a 4-year-long fight with colon cancer, Moore uses Black Panther, an Oscar-nominated film which took in over $1 billion at the box office with Boseman in the lead role, to double down on ADOS stance on reparations rather than express shock at Boseman's untimely passing, giving the outpouring of shock and grief at the news of Boseman's death. ADOS choosing to amplify a critique of the movie is somewhat unexpected. In contrast to the centrality of Boseman passing in a larger black cultural conversation, and despite Chadwick Boseman being a native-born, quote-unquote, black American, his passing on August 28, 2020, barely registered in the ADOS conversation, with Figure 1 showing low number of ADOS tweets on the day he died. The strong Pan-African message and imagination of the film instead of the intended target. And so what he would put out there, Tone would put out there, is this foolishness. Tune in to Tone Talks Thursday, 4:30. Wakanda and Black Panther to Akon City. Why futuristic visions of African continent don't replace reparation of black agenda. Whoever said that replace black agenda? This is propaganda at best. And then they're going to use a man's death and a fantasy movie to push their agenda. They're going to use a fantasy movie to push an ADOS agenda. How silly. Is this a result of their best thinking? Is this a result? Can y'all find me any person in the world of politics that actually use a Hollywood backdrop to present their cause? A fake movie? And the crazy thing about it, you have people going to reparations standing in line. I was like, this is crazy. Anybody ever see that? They was going to the reparation conference in California like they didn't know Black Panther was a movie, that it was a written script, that it was made up, that it has no bearing on any liberation that you might get. This is how crazy we are. This is how crazy we have become. Oh, man. Unbelievable to me. Unbelievable to me of how crazy we have become. We have seriously become out. We gone out of our mind. We gone out of our mind, family. So, family, Wakanda forever. For real. So, family, at the end of the day, before I get out of here, I'm going to say it one more time. I'm going to say it one more time. And I mean this. Yvette, Tariq, Tone Talks, all of them have the same Trump talking points. They do. Now, on my next show, if I touch this subject again, what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you all of the talking points next to Trump talking points. They're all the same. Now, before we get out of here, just like Yvette was on CNN, this is how these people get on Fox News to push the propaganda. Fox News is a conservative news outlet on the national level. This is how Tariq get on there. This is the double agent stuff I'm talking about. Fox News, he's been on there quite a few times. LA, these guys are working when you think they're not. People wonder why. People wonder why he can't go to London no more. He can't go to the UK no more. Because somebody figured out something. This is from the UK. Somebody figured out who he was. Somebody figured out who he was. This is why. This is why. So, all of these people that get on these big platforms, don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Oh, it's a script. It's a script for real. The sad thing about it is that our people look at it like it's real. So again, when you're looking at double agents, you're looking at people that's doing all the talking points. But they say, oh no, I don't vote for Trump. You know what I mean? Are more black people going to vote for Trump? Are more black people going to vote for Trump? They'll do stuff like that. They'll throw little innuendos. Everything that they represent Trump's agenda. Everything. ADOS. Where is the Moorish in land? Same way your land is, Green Machine. Same place your land is. Anyway, with that being said, family, I appreciate y'all. I hope y'all go back and take a look at this, double back on it, family. Understand that just because someone says something out their mouth, on one instance, pay attention to everything they say, and then compare it to with everything that the person that they say that they oppose and say. You know what I mean? And you'll see that it's all agreeable. It's all agreeable. Everything that ADOS stand for. Everything that Tariq FBA stand for? Just look at the time which they came into existence. Look at the time when they came into existence. They came into existence when Trump came into existence. Grandmaster Jay, when Trump came into existence. Just look at it. Just look at it. Take your time. Just look at it. It's the exact same talking points. I'm sorry if I keep repeating myself, but it's the exactly same talking points, family. And again, this wouldn't be a problem if they just admit that's who they support, but they hiding it for a reason. You know what I mean?
I got to hurt. I got to hurt.
Somebody say Seti.
Got to hurt somebody. Somebody got to get hurt. That's right, global African supremacy. That gas, baby. Got to have that gas. You gonna make it move.
Talk to him, Seti.
Grandmas are Eastern stars. Well, I love you, grandma. But we waking grandmamas up too. We waking
Talk to him, Seti.
We love you, granny.
Talk to him, Seti.
Citadel of the family. We love it. We waking up grannies too. Grandmama got to get woke up too. We love you, grandmama. You done done so much for us. They seen that hit. All right. Look at you. I got to hurt.
Talk to him, Seti.
I got to hurt.
Islam. What else, Sister Hope? Talk to him, Seti.
Got to get hurt. That's right, global African
Talk to him,
supremacy.
Seti.
That gas, baby. Got to have that gas. You gonna make it move. There's a lot of niggas, grandmas are Eastern stars. Well, I love you, grandmama. But we waking grandmamas up too.
Hey.
Waking grandmamas
Talk
up.
to him,
We love
Seti.
you, Granny. You the citadel of the family. We love you. So we waking up grannies too. Grandmama got to get woke up too. We love you, grandmama. You done so much for us.
I was robbing the
They
thug
seen that
at the
hit?
ages in the hood selling nasty grub. I was only 17 and I didn't know better.
Put that thing in their face and say,
give me the cheddar. But it really amazed me, the age of 40.
What
that
up, Hannibal?
people would use the things that would annoy me to rob our people like Bibles and Qurans.
Man, we
Take
got
your money
one,
and then
family.
they gone. Truth selling, plagiarize books and dreams of unity. Blame the European, but look what you do to me. Got me thinking we gon' overcome, but when you cut your camera off, you really one of them. You gon' have to watch it back for the rest of your life. I know good and well you can't sleep at night. You done robbed everybody from the hood to the burbs with your unks, your crystals, your books, your herbs. You convinced everybody that it's white supremacy. The fact of the matter is you're the real enemy. You've been lying to the people fat in your pockets. You ain't nothing but an internet prophet. You gon' have to watch it back for the rest of your life. I know good and well you can't sleep at night. You done robbed everybody from the hood to the birds with your unks, your crystals, your books and herbs. Now they calling me the op cause I revealed the scam. They will shake your hand and still grip your fam. They say Hotep, peace, black power, shalom. Assalamu alaikum, praise the Lord in Islam. At the same time they plotting to get in your pocket. They will white label sunglasses, cups and watches. Make a profit for the enemy they talk about. I can't understand why you ain't been walking out. You ain't noticed since you met them, you slipping in life. On Twitter like the pipe and it just ain't right. Bank account got light and you haven't seen the light. You burn on the stage and ain't change your plight. Incense burning, crystals turning. Think to yourself, what you really learning? What you really saw? You gave him your all. He own a museum club in the internet mall. Selling deodorant and hurry up and buy. He don't really care if you're broke and you die. You just acting like you don't care either. This is pure ego. Have to watch it back for the rest of your life. I know good and well you can't sleep at night. You done robbed everybody from the hood to the burbs with your unks, your crystals, your books, your herbs. You convinced everybody that it's white supremacy. The fact of the matter is you're the real enemy. You've been lying to the people fat in your pocket. You ain't nothing but an internet prophet. You gonna have to watch your back for the rest of your life. I know good and well you can't sleep at night. You done robbed everybody from the hood to the birds with your unks, your crystals, your books and herbs. You gonna have to watch your back for the rest of your life. I know good and well you can't sleep at night. You done robbed everybody from the hood to the burbs with your unks, your crystals, your books, your herbs. You convinced everybody that is white supremacy. The fact of the matter is you're the real enemy. You've been lying to the people, fat in your